Hey, on this video we're going to see how to create this 3D rotation text effect in Adobe After Effects. The project file is available to download in Patreon and Gumroad, and the links are on the description. So let's create a new composition. I'm gonna leave it on a 1920 by 1080, and the duration is 8 seconds. It doesn't really matter as long as it's more than 5 seconds. Click OK. Then I'm going to add a new text layer, so I'm going on the layer tab on the top, new text. I'm going to type my text, 3D rotating text. I will change the font. The font I'm going to use is Akira, that one, and I'm going also to change the color of the text. Not all of it, but just the rotating text. I'm going to put an orange for that, something like that. Next, I'm going to center the anchor point in the middle. So with the anchor point tool, I'm going to click and drag to put it in the middle. If you see something like this, it's because I have the caps lock enabled. So I'm going to click the key for the caps lock and it's going back to this, to normal. So I center the anchor point in the middle, and then I'm going to create a mask. So I have this layer selected, and then I'm going to take the ellipse tool to create an ellipse mask. Just a heads up, because it is a bit confusing for the beginners on After Effects. If you want to create a shape layer with an ellipse, you go to layer and then shape layer. But when you go directly on the ellipse tool and have selected another layer, it will directly create a mask. So I have the ellipse tool, I'm going to click and drag. I also holding the shift key to make it a perfect circle, and then I can also click the space key to move it around as a perfect circle. So I will try to move it in the middle, somewhere like here. I leave it like this. So what I would like to do is to have the anchor point of the mask and the text to be centered about in the same position. Alright, now on the text layer, I'm going to text, then path options, and then I'm going to change the path to have the mask. I'm going to click on the stopwatch on the first margin, so I'm going to hold the Alt or Option key and click on that, and then I'm going to type time and then asterisk minus 250. Next, I'm going to turn the layer into a 3D layer by clicking this box here, and then I'm going to animate and enable per character 3D. Then again, I will go to animate and select the rotation, and I'm going to set the X rotation to 90 degrees. Then I need to go back to the transform settings on the layer. So I'm going here and I'm going to set the X rotation to minus 75. To fill the whole circle with text, copy and paste the text again and increase or decrease the size of your text. I'm going to go a bit further on timeline so I can see the whole text. And with the selection tool selected, I'm going to select it, copy, and then in the end I'm going to paste. So if you see now, I can see the whole text. I can put also a space here, so it will be like that. But in case you have the text interfere with each other, you can go and change the size of it. So if I select it all and go to the size, you can see on the back here that the text interfere with each other. So I'm going to go back, but this is a way to fix it in case you have a bigger text. Let's play it. Okay, that works. And now that my 3D rotating text is ready, I'm going to add more text below like a reflection. I will copy and paste. I clicked Command C, Command V to copy and paste it, or Control C, Control V on a PC. Let's hide that one. And with the selection tool, I'm going to move it a bit lower. Now you can see the copy. I would like to lower the opacity a bit on that one, so I'm going to click the T button for transparency and the opacity setting will be visible now. I'm going to put that on something like 40, like that. And I'm going to make another copy. So Command C, Command V. I'm going to move it a bit lower again, like that. And I'm going to make this one something like 10% for the opacity. This way I would like to create some depth on the design, but also I would like to make something like a growing effect, like the text is coming from below. So I'm going to change the size for the new copies. So I'm going to select the second copy with the selection tool. I'm going to click and drag on this corner. I'm also holding the shift key, so it will keep the aspect ratio, something like that. And then I'm going on the third copy, and again click and drag on the corner. I'm holding the shift key and make it even smaller, like that. So if I click play, now because it's heavy, because of 3D, it goes a bit slow. So if I click on this button here, the draft 3D, it will make it run better because it uses low quality. Okay, we're good. Now it has this effect like it's coming from below, but let's make that a bit more visible by adding an extra motion like it's coming from the bottom. So I will select the 3 layers. I will click the P key on the keyboard to have the position settings visible here, and around a second from the start, so somewhere like here, I will add 3 keyframes by clicking on the stopwatch, and then I'm going to right click, key assistant and easy ease, and then in the beginning of the timeline I will move them lower. So as long as I have all 3 selected, I'm going to click on the arrow and move them all below the work area. So if I click play, they're coming from the bottom like this. I will also add an increase of the size as well. So let's show the scale settings by clicking the S key on the keyboard. But if I want to have both position and scale settings, I will click Shift, hold it, and then click S. So I have position and scale as well. I will go to the first second. I will add a keyframe on the scale, right click, easy ease them. You can also do that with the F9 button. And then in the beginning, I will decrease the scale slightly. Let's try something like this and see how is that. You can see a slight increase on the size. I will make it a bit more. Let's see now. Yep, I think it's better. It looks good, but I would like to make the motion a bit smoother, so I will select all the keyframes. I'm going on the graph editor. I will zoom in a bit, like that. Yeah, actually I'm going to select the keyframes here, and then with them selected, I'm going to click and drag these yellow anchor points in the middle, like that. I will do the same from the other side, like this. Let's click play to see how it is. Yes, I think it looks good. And lastly, I will move the keyframes of the lower text circles to add a delay between them. So I'm going to, these are the lower ones. So I'm going to select them and move them like this. And then the top one, like that. Let's have a look. Yeah. Okay, so now we only need to export it. So I will go to the composition on the top menu and then add to render queue. You can choose the location and format from these buttons here. I have another tutorial on my channel going through the export process in detail. I will leave a link on the description for it, so if you'd like to have a look on that. And then I will click the render button. Yeah, that was it. So let me know in the comments below what you'd like to see next. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel for more tutorials. See you on the next video.